Did you know that Universal has a food festival that can have you cheating on EPCOT? You might love an EPCOT festival, but Universal's biggest festival of the year certainly gives it a run for its money. Let's have a day at Universal's Mardi Gras. I am here today at Universal's Mardi Gras, International Flavors of Carnival. This is a festival that is included with your theme park ticket here at Universal. It runs from February 4th through April 16th this year, and it's got a lot going on. You can watch a parade on select nights, sample flavors from the Bayou to Brazil and beyond, enjoy live music and huge concerts, and of course, get some beads and get your party on. The park is decked out in its Mardi Gras finest, especially with these giant heads, which are moderately creepy and moderately cool. This woman is my favorite. I'm obsessed with her. Also, she's a ginger. Same. I love her. We're starting out with something super fun that I absolutely just cannot wait to do. And that, oh my gosh. Is that Mardi Gras Beetlejuice? Oh, we're meeting Mardi Gras Beetlejuice. Hey!
Sister.
You celebrating Mardi Gras today?
I am! Check
Nice.
this out. You
Oh,
know what I
that's-
had to do to get these beads.
I don't want to know.
Where are you from, sister?
I'm from here.
Local?
From here. Yeah.
You sounded disappointed when you said that.
I'm
That's
from
amazing.
here. Yeah.
Are you going to stick around for the parade?
Oh, heck yeah, I am.
Okay, if you see me out on the parade route,
Okay.
can you get me a beer?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Because dead guys, they don't have credit cards, and I'm
Oh
thirsty.
yeah, that
Just
happens.
need
Yeah,
to
I'll
keep my
get you one.
hands
I'll
from
get you one.
shaking.
I said thank you, Beetlejuice, after we took a selfie, and he said, "Hey, be careful with that word. There are kids around." Our true first stop is here at the Mardi Gras Tribute Store. So the Tribute Store is a year-round store that Universal does, but the theme changes. This is actually a brand new location for the Tribute Store here in Hollywood, and the theme, of course, this year is Mardi Gras. Specifically, the store takes you through a couple of different Mardi Gras settings, like the traditional alleyways of the Big Easy, to a swinging speakeasy where the Mardi Gras celebrations continue. So let's go check it out. The first room is the Ambassador's Ballroom, which is schwanky. This is the best. The Grandstand Band. Now, of course, there's a store, so let's check out some of the 2023 Mardi Gras merch. Mardi Gras apparel. Mardi Gras candles. Mardi Gras souvenir tumbler and tumbler holster. Obsessed. More Universal Mardi Gras designs. Oh my gosh, Mardi Gras rubber ducks. The snazziest of beads. The other cool thing about the tribute store is they have these like wax press machines. Right now it's the parrot of Mardi Gras in this one. But they're like a really unique souvenir and they change with the tribute store theme. This next room is definitely given New Orleans Alley theme. Even if you're not shopping, you have to go in the tribute store. I come in on every single trip I take to Universal. Oh my gosh, that's Halloween Horror Nights from this year. There's just such incredible like theming in the tribute store year round, so it's definitely a must-do on any trip to Universal, in my opinion. Got some light-up Mardi Gras accessories in here. They've got this whole like New Orleans map. It says New Orleans Historic Tribute Square. Oh my gosh, built seemingly overnight by a team of craftsmen and artisans according to the city plan in place during the late 1700s. This square is comprised of 6 unique buildings whose history is diverse and storied. This is the tribute store story. We found the Brass and Brimstone, which appears to be a bar. What are they selling? Oh my gosh, this is so cool. So in every tribute store, you can actually get your picture put on the wall in some way, and it looks like this time the pictures are on spirit bottles. Of course, with the menu, the Brass and Brimstone. Oh my gosh, treats. Oh, they got Mardi Gras hot sauces you can buy. That's wild. And gummy gators. Looks like we found ourselves in the final room, the hotel. Very cool fireplace situation. The Mardi Gras spirit jersey. The tribute stores also typically have a bakery case and some treats you can get at the end. We got Mardi Gras themed treats. I think we'll probably start off our snacking today here because how can I resist? Look how amazing these look. The new tribute store location is definitely smaller than the old one. There were only 3 rooms there where I feel like it feels like 4 or 5 in the other location. So a little smaller, but still very cool. Our first Mardi Gras treat of the day with a lot more to come. The Bananas Foster's Mardi Gras macaroon. Wow. So It's not quite as good as like a little more traditional macaron. It's like a really big, you know, chunky theme park style macaron. It says Mardi Gras on it. Still, the pastry is like the right consistency, and the filling is packed with flavor. Super sweet. I can taste a little bit of like the rum flavor you get from Banana Foster's, and it's super banana-y. The aftertaste feels like banana pudding. So this is tasty. I'd love to try the other flavors, but I just love getting treats out of the tribute store. Can't beat it. All right, eating that macaron made me more hungry. So I think it's time that we check out some of the food at this festival, which I think is gonna really surprise you. Before we head to eat, there is just another location you can find Mardi Gras merchandise, which is at the Universal Studios store, the main store. It has pretty much all the merchandise of the tribute store if you want to look for it not in the dark, like parts of the tribute store. And then there are other stores around Universal that have the Mardi Gras merch as well. What if I just casually added face gems midday? Would you guys notice? Now, one thing that hasn't returned to this year's Mardi Gras, according to team members so far, is the Mardi Gras Crew Crawl Scavenger Hunt, which is typically a scavenger hunt you can pay $10 and then do a scavenger hunt around Mardi Gras. It's day one, and the Crew Crawl Scavenger Hunt is not available. It could come available, but according to the team members I spoke to, they hadn't heard that it will. So we'll keep an eye on it. Check out AllEars.net to make sure that you're not missing any aspect of Mardi Gras when you come. All right, let's talk food. This year, there are a ton of booths inspired by Carnival celebrations all over the globe, so you'll find some international booths as well as some Louisiana favorites. You can typically expect food booths to open around 11:30 a.m. and operate until about 30 minutes prior to the park closing. There are quite a lot of booths this year. To run through it, we've got Belgium, the Bloody Mary Bar, Brazil, Canada, Central City, Colombia, Denmark, France, French Quarter Bar, French Quarter, Germany, India, Indonesia, Japan, Italy, Mardi Gras Hits, Mexico, New Orleans Dessert, New Orleans, Puerto Rico, Spain, Trinidad and Tobago, and Taste of the Mediterranean. So Mardi Gras reminds me a lot of EPCOT food and wine. You expect it to just have kind of like the basic New Orleans eats. There's a ton of international booths, a ton of eats inspired by Carnival around the world, and just a lot to try. So we're gonna try a solid sampling of it today. Here's one of the things at Universal festivals that I like a little better than EPCOT festivals. There is this food and beverage card that you can buy. And with this, you buy the card, you get it on this lanyard, it comes in this little pouch, and then you can use this to charge your food all day. Now, what's special about this is that you can pay $65 and get a card that's worth $75, so you're getting $10 worth of free food. Or if you're an annual pass holder, you can pay $120 and get one that's worth $150 and get $30 of free food. So it's a very good deal if you're going to be eating a lot at the festival. The other great thing about this is that it doesn't expire. So if you have leftover the following year, you can use it, and you can actually use it at a few of the snack locations around Universal. Where better to start eating around a Mardi Gras festival than at the French Quarter booth? The food at French Quarter booth is jambalaya and shrimp gumbo. You can also get the drink, the Category 5 Punch. All right, so at French Quarter, I went with the Category 5 Punch, which is a rum punch made with passion fruit, orange, lime juice. And then there's also the jambalaya, which is mixed rice, andouille sausage, chicken, shrimp, peppers, and tomatoes, topped with, yes, a crawfish. Very excited to eat this, but I do have to Google how to eat a crawfish first because I truly do not know. Separate the tail from the head, suck the head, peel the tail, pull out the meat. I'm gonna watch a video. Okay, I watched a video. Here goes nothing. Our YouTube manager is going to be mad at me. She's from New Orleans. Not a fan of the crawfish. I would just move him to the side to eat this jambalaya. Also, it was a lot of work to get the crawfish meat out. Now, to be fair, I've also heard that the crawfish, jambalaya, and gumbo at Universal Mardi Gras are not as authentic as they could be. So let me know in the comments if you are a true jambalaya, gumbo, crawfish connoisseur and you know. I accidentally only got a spoon, so that's why I'm eating this one. I'm a jambalaya fan. It's true, this is not the best jambalaya. My grandma makes jambalaya, it's much better than this. But this has a lot of great flavor. It's not spicy at all. It's basically like seasoned rice. So if you like seasoned rice with a little bit of meat in it, I think you'll like this. Just move the crawfish to the side if it makes you squeamish, or eat it if you like crawfish, or do what I did and struggle through trying to figure out how to eat a crawfish. All right, before I drink this Cat 5, let's talk a little bit about drinks. This souvenir cup, you'll notice it's blinking. This is called the Blinky Cup. It's one of my favorite things that Universal does. They tend to have it at Mardi Gras and at Halloween Horror Nights. The Blinky Cup is a deal where if you buy the souvenir cup, your refills are cheaper. So if you see with the Blinky Cup, I have the 12 ounce here. It's $13.50 for your first drink instead of $12, but then your refills are only $9.50 of whatever you want to put in this. Beer, cocktails, other cocktails, whatever you want. Only $9.50 for the rest of the day. With the 20 ounce souvenir cup, it's $16.50 to purchase it first, but then you get 20 ounces of the cocktail, and it's a $12.50 refill for the rest of the day. So more for only 50 cents more, like 8 ounces more drink. It's an amazing deal, and it's worth it in 2 drinks. So if you're gonna have more than 1 drink at Mardi Gras, get the Blinky Cup, and you can bring it back the next time you come to Mardi Gras that year. It's 1 for every year. And you can keep using it. So like if I come back to Mardi Gras for fun, I can bring my cup and continue to get $9.50 refills. Everything's amazing. Let's try the category 5. It tastes exactly like a rum punch. Kind of reminds me of a Mai Tai a little bit. I'm definitely getting the passion fruit flavors, so if you like at Disney, cocktails made with pog juice or anything with passion fruit, I think this is going to be a winner. In general, if you like a rum punch, I think this is going to be a winner. An AllEars fan just came and said hi, and I was actively trying to dig stuff that had fallen in my drink, something green was in my drink, and I was actively trying to dig it out. And an AllEars fan was like, hey! And I was like, oh, hey! I was embarrassed. Basically, come say hi to me if you see me in the parks. Any of us. Come say hi to any of us if you see us in the parks. And if we're doing something weird, apologies in advance. French Quarter. Also French Quarter. Canada. Puerto Rico. Japan. Next up, paid a visit to Japan, which has a lot of sake as the drinks, and it has a bao bun sampler, and it has this. Are you kidding? This is the ube ice cream sesame bubble waffle cone. It's ube soft serve ice cream served in a toasted black sesame bubble waffle with cookie crumbs, Pockies, and a Meiji panda cookie. Oh, so cute. The bubble waffle is delicious. Super crispy, soft edges, super pillowy bubbles in it. I can't taste a lot of sesame, honestly. Kind of just tastes like a plain bubble waffle with a little bit of something to it. The ube ice cream tastes a lot like vanilla, but with a little bit ube is a root that's kind of similar to potato. And the flavor that it has is kind of hard to describe if you've never had it. It's a very specific flavor. It's kind of a little bit of a greener, earthier flavor, but very, very mild. It mostly tastes like vanilla. So most people I think are going to like ube. I know it's an unfamiliar flavor for most people, and most people are going to like it. It's great that it has all the toppings. The panda cookie and the Oreos and the Pocky make this amazing. This is the killer dessert. This is really awesome. This is a festival treat. There is some special festival streetmosphere, like street entertainment, jazz bands, stilt walkers, and things like that. There's also overlays to the standard entertainment. So the Beat Builders, for instance, have a special Mardi Gras show they do. They're out right now, building beats as they do. No matter when you're here, you gotta see the Beat Builders. They are so good. And so cool. Bloody Mary Bar, Spain, India. I'm on my way to my next snack, and I'm passing the India booth, which is not on my list, but I'll tell you it smells amazing. It smells so good over here. And Indonesia also smells really good. Woo. Indonesia, Belgium, Germany, Denmark, Trinidad and Tobago. I found something you're going to want to see. So perhaps the biggest part of this video is going to be the parade tonight, the Mardi Gras parade. It's very, very cool. We will get to that. But there is something that you need to know about a little earlier when it comes to the parade. At Universal, you can ride on the Mardi Gras parade floats. You can be a float rider. And anyone can do this. If you do so, you get assigned to a float. You get to toss beads to the crowd and get to ride on the float throughout the parade. It takes 2 to 3 hours to do, so it's definitely a big chunk of your day. And if you do it, there's a chance that you will be late to the concert. So just a heads up, if you want to do this, don't do it on a night you want to see the concert. There are a limited number of float rider spots available per night, and reservations are accepted in park via the virtual line experience starting at around 3 p.m. And that virtual queue goes until either the float riding fills up or until about an hour before the parade. Once you do get it, you can check in here at Animal Actors on Location, and you can check in with these cast members, and this is where you get set up for float riding. This is super cool and something you certainly don't see at Disney World, getting to ride on parade floats. So if that's something you want to do, definitely carve out the chunk of your day to do it. It's very unique. Anyone can do it. Your whole family can. I think there's a 48-inch height requirement, but very, very fun. If you want to guarantee a spot on a Mardi Gras float, the best way to do that is to do the Mardi Gras float ride and dine experience. This is an $84.99 and up per person experience where you get a reserved spot on a parade float to toss beads to the crowd. Plus, you enjoy a 3-course meal selecting from the full menu at either Finnegan's Bar and Grill, Lombard's Seafood Grill, the Cowfish Sushi Burger Bar, or NBC Sports Grill and Bar. So for about $85, you're getting a 3-course meal per person and then a guaranteed spot on a parade float, not having to worry so much about doing that virtual line. Now, of course, the virtual line is an option, so does that mean that it's not quite worth it? Maybe, but still definitely an option. And honestly, a 3-course meal at those restaurants isn't too far off from $85 on its own. Colombia, Mexico, France, Central City. This spot has a lot of the beverages that you can find elsewhere. And then they also have boils. So you've got crawfish boil, shrimp boil, and the crawfish and shrimp boil, and beignets. I love Low Country boils, so I'm thrilled about this. I've gotten lucky and been able to find a table or a place to sit everywhere today, but I will say, they need more tables. There's a good amount of benches and like ledges and stuff, but there just aren't a lot of like actual tables. And when you're eating a seafood boil, something tells me I'm gonna need it. All right, so from Central City, I got the shrimp boil. This is potatoes, corn, shrimp, all seasoned. You can also get it with crawfish or with both crawfish and shrimp. Potato cheers. This tastes good. They boil them to order, so that's why it took me a really long time to get my food, because they were boiling it to order, but like worth it. They're really seasoned with the like Old Bay basically, and it's all clumped up in certain spots, but luckily it's dry enough that you can kind of spread the seasoning around without too much issue. Everything's cooked so well. The sausage is so juicy and delicious. If you like fish boil, this is awesome. I mean, it's like a pretty high quality one. Not the best I've had, but certainly up there. Another thing to note is that the shrimp is not prepped at all, so you will be doing the peeling, deveining by hand, which is fine. Still perfectly cooked shrimp, well seasoned. I just prefer my shrimp at least a little prepped. I am now headed to do something really weird for Universal Mardi Gras, something that typically you haven't had to do in the past. I'm gonna do it today. Walking past the parade route. The parade comes out here next to Universal Orlando's Horror Makeup Show. It goes out down this road towards the front of the park. It turns and goes up in front of Despicable Me, Minion Mayhem. And the concert stage goes up towards the Mummy. Turns in front of the Mummy, goes around that way, turns back towards this direction, and comes back this way. Pretty long parade route. You can see, since it is the first day and it's about parade time, people are already grabbing their seats for the parade. It is 5:30 and the parade tonight is at 7:45 p.m. So they're taking out their seats about 2 hours in advance. You do not necessarily need to do that to get a good view of the parade, although I do recommend arriving very early if you want a front row view of the parade. 45 minutes to an hour on busier days, 30 minutes on less busy days. Something else you'll notice is that if you are a Universal Orlando annual pass holder, there is a reserved parade viewing location right here. So literally, as soon as the parade floats come out, they're facing directly at you, which is really, really cool. That is first come, first serve, and you can see people are staking out in that area as well already. We are definitely going to see that parade tonight, but it's not our only priority, so we're not going to stake out for too long to make sure we have plenty of time to, well, eat some more iconic desserts. Listen, I don't make the rules. I do. I made my own shot list. Yes, I'm walking out of Universal Studios mid-festival. Why would I do that? Why? So typically when Universal does festivals, events, Mardi Gras, it's pretty much exclusively in Universal Studios, but this year There are a few booths in City Walk and a few booths in Islands of Adventure. Now, don't worry. If you do not have a park hopper ticket, you will still be able to try everything at Universal Studios if you're there for Mardi Gras. The offerings over at Islands of Adventure are the same as some of the offerings in Universal Studios, just so that guests who are in Islands of Adventure can try out a few of the options. We are headed to a booth over there called New Orleans Desserts. They also have these options at the Mardi Gras booths in Universal Studios, so do not worry, you can get them both places. I find it super neat that guests at Islands of Adventure can have a little taste of the festival even if they don't have a park hopper ticket. I just think that's really cool. In addition, the Mardi Gras festivities don't stop at the theme parks. There are those spots I mentioned in City Walk that are technically festival booths, but there's also some Mardi Gras offerings at many of the restaurants and food locations in the Universal Resort hotels and in the City Walk restaurants. And if you're not headed to Universal Studios but want a little of that Mardi Gras merch, there's some available here in Trading Company and Islands of Adventure too. But we are not here for merchandise. We are here for food. New Orleans Dessert, Mardi Gras hits. Over here in Islands of Adventure, New Orleans Desserts has a few of the dessert offerings from Mardi Gras and Universal Studios. All right, so from New Orleans Desserts over here in Islands of Adventure, we have gotten the King Cake. This is a traditional Mardi Gras cake. You can see it's iced, it's got the Mardi Gras colors, and this tiny golden baby. I can't wait to hand that to someone with no context later. And then we've also got beignets. There's 4 beignets to a bag, and they're about this size, and they're warm, and I can't wait to eat it. The beignets are not quite as soft as I want them to be. They actually have kind of a nice crisp to them on the edges, but the inside aren't quite as soft as I want. They're a little chewier than I like. They're still warm fried dough covered in powdered sugar, so I can't really complain. I feel like it's really hard to have a bad beignet, and so this is definitely not one. It's just not the best beignet I've had either. I like Mickey beignets at Port Orleans and Disney World a little bit better, but if you're at Mardi Gras, a beignet is kind of a must. My plastic utensils found the King Cake challenging. I haven't had a lot of King Cake, but I'm gonna let the words of our YouTube producer, Megan, who's from New Orleans, flow through me here and say that this probably doesn't live up to what a King Cake could be. It's on the dry side and it's very cold. Like, I think they had it immediately refrigerated, which made it almost impossible to saw through. Flavor-wise, I find it pretty delicious. It tastes like a cinnamon roll cake. There's like rolls of gooey cinnamonness all rolled up in each piece of the cake. The icing's delicious, the sugar is beautiful. Now, I was also confused and excited by this tiny golden baby. Like I said, King Cake is not something I've traditionally had. I haven't traditionally celebrated Mardi Gras outside of like theme parks. So it's a holiday that I'm certainly still learning about. But King Cake, this baby is supposed to symbolize baby Jesus. And if you get the slice that has the baby hidden inside, you are the king. And once you're the king, you have to bring the King Cake to the next event. Now, I did sort of play myself here because I am alone, which means I was going to be the king regardless, because I was going to get the baby. So luckily, with this huge cake, it comes in a box for me to be able to take leftovers, and I have some friends meeting me later tonight, so I'm just going to carry around this cake with me and then give it to them without them telling me to, with no context either. All right, it's getting dark, and that means back to Universal we go for the grandest of finales. A finale that includes an insane parade and Patti LaBelle. Now, we saw one of them earlier, but annual pass holders actually get a number of perks at Universal Mardi Gras. We saw that parade special viewing area. There's also a free Mardi Gras exclusive pass holder magnet, which is pretty cool. There are discounts around on Mardi Gras merch. There's discounts at the food booths. And there's even some exclusive menu items and exclusive merchandise as well. I am cold. What if I get another shrimp boil just to warm up? It's only about, it is not 69. I'm not that much of a wimp. I haven't been in Florida that long. Wow, says it feels like 68. Maybe I have acclimated to Florida. I got some self-reflection to do. It's currently 6:40, which would mean we'd have one more treat in us. Do I have stomach room? Yeah, I think so. For the record, I did not eat the whole King Cake. I am carrying it around. It's actually worked great as a shelf for my phone. All right, yeah, so we've got people staking out the parade all down through Hollywood and a little up here already. Oh yeah, it looks like team members are up here getting set to start directing people to the park exit and to the concert. The concert tonight is at 8:30. It's Patti LaBelle. The concerts are typically an hour and a half. So I can actually already see people staking out their spot, which, understandable. An absolute legend Patti LaBelle is playing. The dancing crawfish truly give me dancing lobsters from the Amanda Show vibes. There's certainly a lot more Mardi Gras characters and entertainment out in the streets than there was earlier. This is something pretty typical ahead of the parades, is that a lot of times parade performers will appear a little in advance of the parade. Got some Mardi Gras royalty here. So if you want some really cool pictures with the parade performers, want to interact, you want to sort of be in this area in front of the Jimmy Fallon ride and in that first stretch in the entrance of the park, and you might catch some parade performers out of the parade. This is true for Mardi Gras and for Christmas. So something really cool. I actually had some really cool interactions with some of the Christmas performers ahead of the Christmas parade, and then when they saw me in the parade, they like came over and called me out, and it was like really cool. So that could be a great way to create a special moment for your family. Other people in the concert lineup this year include Jake, the Goo Goo Dolls, Maren Morris, Willow, Three Doors Down, Sean Paul, and Lauren Daigle. Now, if you don't mind missing the parade, we recommend staking out your concert spot an hour ahead of time for a spot on the grass. The grass is going to be anything kind of in front of these fences here. All the other concert viewing is going to get sort of pushed to the side. So if you definitely want to see that concert, you want a good view, go ahead and stake out an hour ahead of time on the grass before the parade starts. As the parade is going on, that's going to be your best chance to get a great view of the concert. Now, we are trying to make the most of both tonight, so we're going to be trying to see the parade and then turn around and get an okay spot for the concert. Not necessarily the best, but a good enough spot that we can hear Patti LaBelle. I just need to hear her. Italy. I am going to try to cram in one more snack at the Italy booth, which is at Louis. All right, I got the ice cream stuffed brioche. They have 3 flavors. You can get Oreo and mint, vanilla and Nutella, or strawberry. I went with the strawberry. The stuffed brioche at L'Artisan des Glaces in EPCOT is one of the most kind of cult favorite treats in all of EPCOT. So I'm really wondering how this stands up. It looks like it's going to stand up pretty well. Brioche, cheers. This is really good. It's not quite like ube waffle, but it's up there. Really warm brioche that doesn't have any sweetness to it. Super sweet ice cream that's all melty. There's actual strawberry sauce melted into this with real strawberries. I would say it's equal to EPCOT's. It's pretty much the same thing. There's more customizability at EPCOT. You can get more different flavors, which is cool, but the 3 flavors that they have here are pretty awesome as well and have this sort of topping element. So just as good as EPCOT's in this case. Was it better than EPCOT's?
I would say yes, wholeheartedly.
Whoa.
I just love the strawberry syrup and the flavor, and Epcot doesn't have as much flavor as I like.
That's fair. All right, my treat took a little long. The line for Italy took forever, but it was worth it for that brioche. So I found a spot for the parade right outside of Italy. I'm right in the front, so I'll have a really good view. It just might be a little iffy when it comes to our concert view, but that's okay. What did we say earlier? We just have to hear Patti. That's all that matters. So the Mardi Gras parade is a very exciting parade. It's got a bunch of traditional floats plus 6 all new floats this year. You'll see things like a 2-story riverboat, a nearly 50-foot long king gator. What's really cool is that the floats in this parade are designed by Kern Studios, which has created floats in New Orleans for over 60 years. The theme this year of the Mardi Gras parade is Mythical Realms of Mardi Gras, which is why you'll see some mythical creatures in there. It's select nights only at 6:15 p.m., 7:30 p.m., or 7:45 p.m., so make sure to check the parade schedule before you come if you want to make sure you see it. If you want to attend the concert at 8:30 p.m., we recommend getting a spot right along the edge of the street in front of Music Plaza stage. That way you can kind of turn around and be right at the concert already.
trying to do Snoop Dogg.
And that's Universal Orlando's Mardi Gras Festival. I had such a great time today. I really think this is a really cool festival. It's super low-key. You don't have to do a lot of planning to enjoy it. The food was awesome that I had. My absolute favorite thing was that ube bubble waffle from Japan. Oh, it was so good. And my favorite thing was the parade. I love a parade, and the Mardi Gras parade was just like joyous and spectacular, and you get beads. Oh gosh, definitely the parade. And of course, like, I can't not say that Patti LaBelle was my favorite thing, so also Patti LaBelle. But I just had a great day at Mardi Gras today. To learn more about it, you can check out AllEars.net. If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. And now, go watch our coverage of EPCOT Festival of the Arts. See you there!